Hey everyone, just another video. We had a bit of confusion last night with the posting times. That's basically on my part. I got a bit confused. I didn't realise it was 10 p.m. till 7 a.m. I mean, I can always go over what we covered last night, the foundation chain. So that's basically what I'm going to do now, and then obviously we can carry on with what we was doing and just add to add to obviously the foundation chain that we covered last night. Okay, so if you bear with me and I will get started. Right, so last night I mentioned about the lack of lighting, which as you can see we've got better with this very, very colourful yarn, which is again called Party Time Chunky, and it's very, very nice, very soft, easy to work with. As you can see, it won't split. My camera focuses, sorry. It won't split. So I will be working with a 5mm hook. Hopefully some of you have got some supplies in some form or another. That's a 5mm hook. As I said before, some people think sort of it's easier to start off with a bigger hook until you get used to it, but I think it's just basically whatever you're comfortable with, honestly. So as I say, we'll start off with a slip knot, which is obviously what I covered last night. So if I just put my hook down for a minute, what I do is I have the end, as you can see, in my index finger and my thumb, if my camera can focus, like so. Yeah, and what I do is I go around my middle finger and my ring finger, and the working yarn, which is obviously, as you can see, is connected to the skein or the ball of yarn, goes underneath the end like so, and then you just pull it tight like so, and you'll have a little bit of a tail, as you can see, but you can always weave that in towards the end or at the end of your project. At the moment I'm just covering basics. So what you do is you put your hook into the hoop. This does not count as a stitch. Does not count as a stitch. That is your, what I would call a foundation loop. Because you've got your slip knot on it, that is your foundation loop. So, as I said last night on the previous video, there's no right or wrong way to hold the yarn. The way I do it is in between the ring and the pinky, around the back of the ring, the middle and the index, and I hold the knot, or sometimes the other stitches, with my middle finger and my thumb, because in that way I can adjust the tension with my index. So to start off with a foundation chain, you can either hook under, which is that way. Sorry, I'm getting used to my camera. Hook under, which is that way, or you can hook over, which is that way. Again, there's no right or wrong way to do it. So obviously I do hook under because I find it easier, but you do whichever way you need to, and then you just pull it through your foundation loop like so. That's the first stitch. Hook the yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. So as you can see, I'm starting to get a chain, or a foundation chain. So what I'll do is I'll do a bunch of chains, as you can see. Once you have your foundation chain down, you're laughing. Because I find that with crochet it helps with mindfulness, therefore it can help with anxiety, it can help with depression. I'm pretty sure there are other benefits to it as well, and as you can see my yarn is changing colour because it started off as purple. That's the best thing about variegated yarn, is the fact that you never know what you're going to get next. Bit like Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates, you never know what you're going to get. So as you can see, I'm just making a load of chains like so. And if I just pause for a second, hopefully you can see it. Just something small like so. So that's your foundation chain. Now I'm going to start off with a double crochet, or rather it'll probably be easy if I do single crochet, so I'll cover the single crochet first actually. So what you are going to do is you are going to do the second stitch or the second chain from the hook. So the loop on your hook does not count as a stitch, okay? Does not count as a stitch. So if you look at this one here, ignore that one there, yeah? That is a stitch. So that's the first stitch from the hook, and then that one there is the second stitch from the hook. Okay, so what we will do is we will yarn over, put our hook through like so. So it looks something like that on the back, because you have the back loop and the front loop, and obviously this is the other stitch and the loop. Yeah, and then you yarn over. Sorry, I'm still getting used to my camera. Yarn over like so, and you pull back through the stitch. Okay, so you have 3 loops on your hook. You yarn over again, and you have 2 loops on your hook, and then you yarn over and then 1 loop on your hook. I'll do that again just in case. So for a single crochet, I believe that was a double crochet, I do apologise. For a single crochet, you put your hook into the stitch first. I really do apologise. So you do that, then you yarn over, because I'm used to doing double crochets so much, especially in the projects that I've got going at the moment. You yarn over and you pull that back through, so you only have 2 loops on your hook. The 3 loops I'll cover another time, that's a different stitch. Okay, and then you yarn over again and you pull through both loops on your hook, so you only have 1 loop. Yeah, as you can see, it can get a bit confusing. So with me, I would go into the next stitch like so, yarn over and pull it back through, so you have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both loops on your hook. I'll do that again, through the stitch like so, yarn over, pull it through, yarn over again and pull through both. Okay, so it looks something like that. My carpet keeps getting in the way, I do apologise. Yeah, so it looks something like that. Ooh. Just knocked the camera. So what I'll do is I'll do it all the way back to the end, and I'll show you the finished project, and obviously I'll just talk it all the way through. So it's hook into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, into the stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2. I'll do it once more. Hook in, like so. My fat fingers are in the way. Yarn over, pull through. So you have 2 loops on your hook, like so, with the going through the stitch. Yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll do that to the end of the chain, back to where the tail is, and I'll show you the end project. If I just turn the camera around, then hopefully I'll be able to do it quite quickly. As you can see, there is better lighting tonight, and not much noise because my kiddies are in bed. It's basically, with crocheting, I find it very relaxing, very soothing. So obviously I can sit there for hours and do it, really. Pretty much. I think at one point I done a solid, must have been 7 hours. At one point I was making myself a vest, and it was a lot of different complicated stitches. So obviously I had to keep working the tutorial and following the ones on YouTube and all of that. Well, I mean, I highly recommend some of them. If you want to do a certain pattern or follow a certain stitch, I highly recommend several YouTubers like Bella Coco, because I've followed a couple of hers. I'm currently doing the Lost Souls stitch. I can't remember who it's by, I do apologise. I also follow Jada and Stitches. I know she's Canadian, but she still gives me a giggle, which, in the light of things, I think we all need that. I'm just coming to the end of the line, and I'll show you my end result. Yeah, so I find crocheting very therapeutic, very relaxing. Jada and Stitches actually suffers with arthritis, so providing that if you do have arthritis and are trying to do crochet, I do highly recommend basically doing certain stretches with your hands first, because then obviously, as I say, everyone's different, but you basically stretch the joints and all of that because you're sitting in a certain certain way for a long period of time. I've just come to the end of my row, so I'll show you. Bear with me. So as you can see, we've got the foundation row, and then we have row 1. Oh, sorry, the foundation chain, which is down the bottom, and then you've got the foundation row, which is on top. And obviously, as you can see, it changes colour towards the end. Now, when you're doing horizontal, so row by row by row by row, back and forth, you do have to turn your work, which is a bit of a pain considering. So what you do is you turn it, so you're going back, sorry, hang on, you're going back this way. Okay, so I'll put it back around this end, and then what you do is, once you come to the end of your row, obviously you've got your tail where you first started, and you chain 1 because it's single crochet. If it was double crochet, some people chain 2, some people chain 3. If you're doing treble crochet, sometimes people chain 3, sometimes they chain 4. It depends on the pattern, really. With half double crochet, you chain 1. With single crochet, you chain 1. And what it is where the chain is, I'm not sure you can see it, where the chain is, which is there, that is our last stitch. So technically that stitch is sitting on top of that one, so we don't need to worry about that one. So you go to the next chain along. So what you do is you basically do as you've done before, which is you go through both of the loops, which is the front loop, you got the back loop. Some patterns call for front loops, which is like so. Whichever loop is facing you is called the front loop, and then obviously the other one is called the back loop. Some patterns call for just the front loops or just the back loops, or some patterns are even a mixture of both. Now that's confusing when it comes along. Anyway, so as I say, it's yarn over and pull through. You have 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through 2, like so. So you have a sort of second row. There we are. And then obviously you go back all the way through, like so. I'll do it a little bit quicker this time. Yarn through, yarn over, pull through 2, hook through, yarn over and pull through 2, yarn in, hook in, yarn over, pull back through. You've got 2 loops on your hook, and pull through 2, yarn over, hook in, yarn over. You've got 2 loops on your hook, yarn over, pull through 2, and you just basically keep doing that. So as you get used to how the tension feels, how the hook feels, how you hold your yarn, and all of that, you'll be able to slowly get quicker. Slowly get quicker. So as you can see, I'm quite slow doing this, but I'm very, very rarely doing single crochet, mainly because I prefer doing double crochet, which is the one that's slightly bigger than this. So as you can see, my yarn has just changed colour. So I'll get to the end of this row and then I'll leave it there. You just bear with me. Oh, I'm trying to do a double crochet there. That's not how we do it. So it's hook in, yarn over, pull through 2. There we are. Yarn over like that. As I say, once you get used to doing it, you get quicker and quicker and quicker, and pretty soon you'll be able to do it without even looking. If you do want to follow any simple crochet tutorials, I do recommend Jada in Stitches, Bella Coco, which is another one. I think it's Fibre Spider. It might be the other way around. I'm not entirely sure. And there we are. I've come to the end of my row. When you're first starting it out, it will curl, as you can see. But as it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, as it gets bigger, it will flatten out, so that doesn't really matter. Excuse me. I do hope you've enjoyed the video. Please give it a like, give it a comment, see what you thought. I welcome constructive criticism. If you want to see anything else, just please don't hesitate in adding me as a friend. sending me a private message, whichever. I can always go over things slower, try and answer any questions you may have. And I hope to see you in another video. I don't think I'll be doing the crochet videos every day, but I'll try to, if that makes sense. The funs of having kiddies, I think. Got to work around them, as well as, obviously, I do work part-time, so I've got to work around that as well. Not that I know what hours are going on, but still. But yeah, I hope to see you in another video, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.